I have 10 top trimmer hacks for using your trimmer to save both paper and time. Both are really important. It's Karen Titus snapping on the back porch. And a good trimmer is one of the most important things you need in your toolbox. If you're a beginner, it's like the first thing you're going to want to spend on a quality piece of equipment. And if you're an old timer, you know how important it is to just have this to work with. So today we're going to look at why this trimmer in particular is really good. We're going to cover cleaning tips and then how to just cut like a pro to make your cuts even and all the different things that it can do. So I'll share my favorite hacks, and my favorite one is the one that I used with tear and tape. So watch for that. So let's get started. We're going to start with cleaning. It wasn't necessarily my top tip, but if you look at this, I've had mine a while. And I thought, I was going to clean it the other day, and I thought, no, I should do a video, and then we can clean it right on the video. Okay, so I have, and just a little alcohol wipe. You could use alcohol on, on any little cleaning cloth or anything too. I'm going to pull this out. I've never used these because I always use these little bigger things. Okay, so I'm going to just use this, and I am going to clean away. Look at how cool this is. It's going to take off all these little gunky areas. Oh, that's fabulous. And it's going to look as clean as new. Oh, by the way, I left this little bit on too to show. It comes with this plastic wrap. You're going to take that off. I had this last little piece that I realized I hadn't taken off. So I thought I'd leave that there for now also. Okay, I'm going to get all these done. Pick this up. I'm going to do this part too. And then I'm going to also go into the grooves. I'm going to take your pick tool. So anything sharp like this. And I'm going to come through, and let's see what I pick up here. Oh, yes, a lot. You might not want to wait as long as I have to be doing this. So I would say maybe once a month you want to come in and do this. But this will also, I think, keep your blades sharper. Oh, that is awesome. It's actually kind of fun. This might be the most fun thing to clean. Okay, we'll do one more swipe. Okay, that will be good. So that's how easy it is to clean. So now looking at the trimmer itself, I love how it's nice and wide and it's very sturdy. You can see I can pick it up. I can do anything. It's not going to fall apart, but it's also not hard to open. This just will flip right open. Ooh, I have my loose little piece right there. Now I'm going to find all little things I missed. Does that happen to you when you're cleaning? Like, especially, I think of doing windows, and then afterwards you find that one streak. Okay. And then this latches too, so it's not going to fall apart, but look how easy it is to pull out. And it just comes straight all the way out like that. So I love that this is sturdy. And if you notice, this even has, I didn't realize it. Somebody mentioned the other day that they took a ribbon through this hole and they hung this on their wall to save storage space. I have a little flat little shelf that I put mine in, but I thought that's a really cool idea. So I just show that too. I started with 10 tips and I went way beyond that. So I gave up on counting. This video is just full of little tips. So we'll just kind of look at all of that. Now there are rubber or these little things on the bottom like this. You can see I'm missing a few, but I think they're in the other room, but that's to help hold it on your table. But even the swing out arm has one. So that's really nice. You can just see it kind of hugs it right there. The blade itself, these are reversible. So there's a little part right down here in the bottom, and I have to just catch it just right there. I think it's hard to see, but there's a little place right down here where you will put the blades in and out. They're easy to take in and out. I know that some people like to take out the one that they're not using. I love that this, we can put either of these out of the way. And I just have mine, I put an S for scoring on the gray one because you can see that. Because that's all I need to remember. Then it'll be easy to remember that this one is cutting. So I just will leave this out of the way. I use the cutting blade more often. So I'm going to be more aware of that. But this just totally works there. And then I think that covers that. So now let's look at measuring. When this arm is extended, you will notice it goes out to 17 inches, and this is like 15 and a half or something like that. So perfect for 12 by 12 scrapbooking, all of those kinds of things. I really love that. Now we also have both metric and inches on here. And what is really good about that is if you watch videos from creators around the world, you can go ahead and use their measurements. So I think that's just totally fun. And let's see, I'm going to, okay, so we get into this. These are all measured at 1/4 inches. I love that. I love that there's one in the middle here too, because let's say I'm working on a piece of paper here. Well, let's see, I'll do some actual cutting. Let's do some actual cutting. One of the things that I think is cool, you can see the 6-inch over here. I didn't do very well with notes, so I'll just scatter. I wrote a list of things I wanted to cover, and here I am going off script. But we use 12 by 12s a lot, and we do a lot of things with 6 by 6, like one sheet wonders. 6 by 6 is a really common thing, and we sell a lot of papers in 6 by 6s too. I love to cut down some of my 12 by 12s so that I can keep them in 6 by 6 sizes. Look how cool this is. You can see the 6-inch, and I can butt this right up. And so now I can cut. Oh, I obviously didn't get this in. I'm going to say that didn't work. Okay, I can butt this right up along there to be the 6 inches, which I think is so helpful. And then I can go sideways. Okay, I'm having trouble. There we go. Now I can just butt this up, and you can see I'm going to have the 6 inches. And I just think that that is so helpful to be able to do that. Now, my 5.5 inch is what we would typically use for card bases. So I'm going to do this. This is 5.5. And you can see, I just want you to notice this goes all the way down. This main line is also 5.5. So again, really an easy thing to just catch your eye and use that way. And I love that I can go either this way. See, I can go up like this, or I could go down and use my measuring down here. Now I can turn this and score it. So to score it, I'm going to 1.5, which is 4 1/4. I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to score it, and I have a perfect little setup for my cards. Now, the other thing we can do, and I'm going to do it this way. This time we'll cut it the long way. But so I'm going to score it. So I can score for 2 cards at one time too. So if I take a 5.5 right there, this time I'm going to score it. So this will be my middle line. And then I'm going to turn it this way and cut. And this time I want 4 1/4. And I'll do it down here just to show how, I usually do the top, but I think it's whatever you get used to. Now, what's fun, if you use this a lot, and this is your main thing you want to do, I would suggest you might even want to take a Sharpie, anything permanent, and just mark it so that becomes as visually easy to do. Okay, that was scoring. This time I'm cutting. I'm going to bring this down, and I have these already scored. So this is so perfect for basic cardstock, and I think the measuring like this just really helps. Now, here's my favorite thing that I love doing. If you notice, I put tear and tape. This is tear and tape. Find some right here. This is just clear. And I found it really hard to see. So now I have white under it. So I took tear and tape. And to just show the difference, I'm just going to throw a little, let's say if I were doing this. I'm going to pretend like that. Do you see how I can see this white so much more? That's what I did over here. And I just did not take the backing off. Here, I'll take the backing off because I don't want it on. But I find that just really helpful when I am looking at the numbers here. You can also cut through 2 or 3 layers of paper, which is really nice. So these are 1/4 inches down here. This way, they're 1 inches. 1 inches. They're scattered by 1 inch. So I like that. It's just clean and easy to use. We've got plenty of lines to mark by. It's easy to see. So now let's take, I'm going to look for another piece of paper here. Here's another thing that is just awesome. I can cut really straight, fine pieces. I'm going to just put this over. I'm going to cut just like let's be like 1/8 of an inch. And because I can hold this, it's sturdy. I can hold this. It's all butted up against here. Look at this lovely little straight line. So if you're doing like little sentiment strips or any other kind, and I can even do this. Let's do this. Let's take a 1-inch strip. Well, here, let's just go from here. Let's just take a wider strip. So even if I have a small strip, let's see, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to line it up, close this, and you see by holding it here, I can just get those nice little strips. So I can use it way down to the end. Should we do it a couple more times here? Let's go down here. I'm not measuring this. I'm just trying to cut little strips to just show that I can make these really fine by just locking that in where I want it and pressing. So I think this is really nice for details. Now another thing, and it does give you nice straight cuts. Now another thing that it will do, let's say I'm going to cut this off. Let's say I want to do an angled card. I can measure, I can angle anything I want. I will put that right in here. Say I want to go 1/4 to 1/4. So I'm just going to angle the 2 ends right in there. I can see that they're right in the strips. It's going to be easy to hold. And it's just easy cuts. Here's where the measuring gets fun. Let's say I want to do a weaving technique. Okay, so let's pretend I am going to go up here. I'm going to stand so you can just see a little bit. But you see, I'm going to go in 1 inch, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go in 1 inch. I'm just going to do a little weaving in the beginning. Okay, I'm going to take this as 1 inch, and I'm going to go down to 1 inch down here. And then, actually, let's make a little box since we were kind of doing 1 inches. I don't know if or a little frame, but you see I can keep coming around now. I can find all my 1 inch and come here. This is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect anyway. It is especially not going to be perfect because I am not really over this looking down like I would like to be. But you'll get the idea how this becomes an easy thing to do. I'm going to line that up to be the 1 inch. And you see, I'm seeing the 1 inch here. I have this lined up at 1 inch. See, there's my 1 inch. It's lined up right there. And then the cool thing is this is lined up. Do you see the 1 inch? This little mark up here shows me where the tip of the blade is. So that's exactly where I'm putting it in. And then I'm going down to 1 inch from the bottom. So we'll have one more, and then we'll see how we have done. Okay, let's see. So we're going to go back to 1 inch and come down here. And then we'll pick it up. And look how cool that is. That is not bad for a hand-done kind of things. So the other thing this would be great for, and doing it the same way, let's say I wanted to make a box out of, I'm going to cut this. And you see, I just know I'm reaching for this one I want to cut. Now I'm going to make a box bottom with this. So now first thing I'm going to do is score this. I'm going to go all the way around and score it at 1 inch. At 1 inch. Why am I saying plurals of that? I don't know. But we'll keep going around. And then for making a box, I would cut out the corners. But I was just going to show we could also just use this. I'm going to just cut that corner. Whoops. I'm going to leave it. I want to be a little speedier here. And then I'm going to cut this one. Now that I messed it up, we'll see if it works. Let's see. Okay, we're going to try. And then I'm going to go up here. And then I'm going to bring this over here to my 1 inch. And I'm going to go here. So I just love how you can do all of these different things. Okay, and now I'm going to fold my pieces. 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 I'm going to fold my p And look how easily I have made a box. So now my ends will just go up like that. So I think that's really fun. I can also go, there are some fun folds where we do a fold just in the middle. I'm just going to use this. But also for things like weaving. So now let's switch to something else. I'm using 1 inch just because it's just really fast. But this time let's go up to a 1/2 inch. Let's put this at 1 inch. I'm going to put this up here at 1/2 inch. And we're going to go down here at 1/2 inch. This is a great way. And then I'm just going to move it over like a 1/4 inch. I'm going to actually do different widths since it's a weaving. And we can get away with doing that. Then I can bring this down. So do you see how that's a narrow one? Now I could cut this and I would have just, I could use this for a slider card or anything like that. Now I'm going to take a bigger one and go down here. I'm being really speedy with this. And then I'm going to do one more. So anytime you have cuts and cards that are in the middle, I just think this is awesome because you don't need to stress out about how to fit them all together. And then I can take my strips and weave them right through. So then my next one would go this way. But isn't that cool? Because it's all connected down here on the end. So it just makes it really easy. We'll put in one more because you get the idea. These are all those first grade skills coming back and being useful in life. So I just love it. So these are just a few tips. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this video, part of the basics of getting started, and also just reviews for those of us that just want to be reminded of different things about things. So let me know if you have questions, and here are some other videos that I think you will enjoy if you like this one. Thanks.